Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here and it's time for my What I've Read. So this week was a really good reading week for me. However, I only completed 2 books that I can talk about at the moment. One book I completed is going to have a review coming up really soon, so you can check that out there. And the other book that I completed is for the November Book Buddy box, which is now sold out. So unfortunately, you won't be able to get a copy of that as part of the Book Buddy box, but keep your eyes peeled for people's reviews of that because I think it's going to be a really good one. And obviously, as always, if you fancy taking part in the Book Buddy box and you fancy giving it a go, I leave the links down below to my Etsy store. The Book Buddy box is bi-monthly, although I am doing a December box this year because I thought it fit in better and I'm going to be away in January. And basically you receive a book that's been annotated by me but using post-its so it doesn't ruin your nice clean book, and it's all my thoughts all the way through with various other things slipped in. If there's a recipe discussed, I'll research it and find out if it's a real thing and find a recipe for you if you want to try it. Or there's been various different things that I've put in and information into different buddy boxes. I've really been enjoying as well the conversations. There's an exclusive Goodreads group for the Book Buddy boxes. You get a code with your book and then that allows you access to the group where we can chat, and I make an exclusive video review of the book as well on there, and it's just really good fun. So I'll leave a link down below if you fancy trying it out. You don't have to subscribe for a monthly or a bi-monthly, you just pay each box, so you can just buy one and try it out and see what you think. And yeah, I'll leave that down below. So one of the books I read last week was for that. But let's talk about the books that I have finished that I can talk about. I think first we'll start with the lowest star rating this week, and that was Unteachable by Leah Rader, who is now Elliot Wake. And I didn't enjoy Elliot's previous book, which was called Black Iris, I believe. I read it a while ago and I wasn't so keen on that. It wasn't terrible, but I definitely didn't love it. And everyone said to me that I might enjoy this one, and I was kind of enjoying it until the last page, and it just ruined it for me. The story is about a teacher-student relationship. A teacher and a student meet before they've started school. They don't know that one is the teacher, one is the student. They have a sexual encounter and then school starts and they uncover that one is the teacher and one is the student. The story unravels. We look at the relationship and both our main protagonist's life and the life of the teacher, and we just follow this journey in this final sort of semester. I think it's year or semester. Yeah, it's in the final in the senior year of her school experience, and I really loved most of this. It was sort of a 3/4 stars. I liked the writing. I liked where this was going. I liked that it wasn't like a normal book. It wasn't silly, and it was very realistic. The main girl was very mature in some of the things, and I really enjoyed it. And then the last page just ruined it, and I can't tell you why, but it just went from something that I was like, this is really good and really like making me think, to there we go, very predictable. And I was with Caitlin and Mercedes when I finished this, and they will testify that I threw it across the room because it went from a 3/4 star to a 2 star in just one page, and it was just so annoying. So there we go. So yeah, if you decide to read this, then I would suggest not reading the final page. But it was such a shame. But other than that, the book was really good. So if you took out the final page, this was a 3/4 read for me and very enjoyable, but I couldn't get on with the last page. It was just let me down because the rest of it was so different and thought-provoking and very well written, and I just didn't like the ending, so sorry. A book that I did really like though was The Wrath and the Dawn by Renée Ahdieh. I wasn't really sure what to think about this. It was blurbed as having links to sort of 1001 Nights, and I didn't like the other remake I read of this recently. And although this does have a large element of it is the sort of 1001 Nights sort of tale, it's its own story with its own plot and its own sort of magical elements to it, and I really enjoyed how she's taken the basic story and just really made it her own. There's some really great characters in this. Our main character Shazi's friend has become victim to the king, who is killing off wives every night. He marries them and then they are killed the next morning. Her best friend has fallen prey to this, and so she's decided she's going to go in there and she's going to kill the king, and so she's offered herself up to be his next wife. But as with all these books, things aren't always what they seem. Something happens that changes her mind. Things start to unravel and we discover more about what is actually going on in the kingdom, and we learn more about the magic, and we learn more about the side characters, which I really like. We see different points of view throughout this, and side characters get their own sort of stories, and I'm really looking forward to picking up The Rose and the Dagger and seeing where the rest of this story goes. So I gave that one 4 stars. And then a book that I am now halfway through that I have been listening to on audiobook, but I had picked up the physical copy, is Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. I read the first book in the Farseer trilogy, Assassin's Apprentice, and I didn't like it. I'm probably in the minority here, but it just wasn't for me. I didn't like it. And everyone, especially Mercedes and Caitlin, kept saying, pick up the Ship of Magic. You don't have to finish the Farseer trilogy. You're really going to love it. It's totally different. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. So on our little weekend away, I picked it up. I thought, right, if any time I'm going to do it, I'm going to start reading it this weekend with people who really love it, that I can chat about it with, and then that'll get me going. So I did that, and I didn't read much of it while we were there, but I did read a little bit, and I started going with it, and I was enjoying it, but it was a bit heavy going in terms of the characters for me, and I was struggling to sort of find time to sit down and just, I feel like this is one of those books, if you're going to read, you need to have time. You need to sit in bigger chunks, like hours and 2 hours, to really get stuck in. You can't just dip in and out of it every 10 minutes, for me anyway. And so I used my Audible credit for the month to download it, and I've been whizzing through it. I'm already 444 pages in, and I'm just whizzing through this, and I'm really enjoying where it's going. So watch this space. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I will be reviewing it and letting you know what I think of it once I have finished it, and whether I'll be carrying on with this series. So that's the books that I've read this week, or some of them, or the ones that I can tell you about anyway. Watch this space for the review of the book that I've done this week, that will go up in a separate view. And yeah, if you fancy it, go check out the Book Buddy box for December. The links are down below, and see what you think, and join us if you want to. Anyway, that's it from me, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.